What's up, everyone? It's Joe, the 50 something Dasher, with a DoorDash daily recap video for Friday the 19th. Let me kind of get my microphone a little bit closer here without it falling off the table. Um, I was tired early last night, went to bed early, woke up early this morning, started the dash at 6:06 in the morning. It took about 20 minutes before I got my first offer, and I just stayed inside here. Daybreak wasn't until 6:45, so I was fine waiting here at home until my first offer. And you see in the first screenshot here, I was rewatching my last video that I posted. It kind of blends in pretty well with the screen, so I didn't realize I was getting that in the screenshots, but whatever. So first offer, 975 Meijer, only one item, but going into downtown Columbus, 15 and a half miles, so this was a decline. Didn't want to bother with that. And then 5 minutes later, I got a 725 10-mile Panera. That's not going as far north, but still that South Columbus area. Wasn't interested in this offer either, so another decline. I took a What I did take was a 550 McDonald's, 550, 5 miles. Sounds a little bit raunchy, but I'm 3 miles away from anything, so it's really kind of sort of 550 for like 2 miles if I was over near the restaurants. So I went ahead and took this, and then I was able to get my card stamped. You may have seen other Dashers post these on social media. If it'll, there it is. Now you can see it. These little thank you cards, and it's got the stamps on the back. They each pickup that you do. I forgot to. Well, I won't mess with it now, but I need a couple of these punches didn't come all the way out. But anyway, there it is. And your 11th pickup from McDonald's, you get a free value meal. But the thing is, it can lead to like extra time in the restaurants. Like, so I think it was on this first order. I go in there, and so I got this card from the Stringtown location, and I think it was like yesterday. I was at the 665 location, and they don't have the little hole punch there, but the manager was like, I'll just initial it for you. So I think it was in, I don't know, it was spot number 4. Where was my next punch was supposed to be. She just initialed it. So for this order here, I go into the Stringtown McDonald's, and the clerk, I give her the card to punch, and she's like, "Oh, what's this right here?" And I explain to her, "Oh, well, I don't know if that's supposed to be like that." And she goes and like talks to a manager and comes. So that's like another like 2 minutes or so I'm waiting just because of I don't care too much about this. I shouldn't be eating McDonald's anyway. I mean, it's a nice thing that they're doing for the drivers, but if it like adds all kinds of confusion and extra time and may cause more harm than good here. So the manager said it was all right. So the lady punches that and punches the next spot, for that order that I was picking up there, and off I went. And more about that here in a few orders. So I deliver that, no problem. Next up was a 953 mile Meijer, only 5 items. And you see my position. I think I was waiting. Yeah, I was in the Meijer parking lot waiting on my next orders. Perfect. Went ahead and took this. Here's the list and the time. And, I try to always look at the list before I click arrive at store. Sometimes I don't even need a shopping cart. And and you would think a 5 item shop, if I even did need a shopping cart, I probably just need the little one. Well, when I saw this order, I'm like, for gosh sakes, I'm gonna need, this is only 5 items, but I'm gonna need the big shopping cart here. What what the heck? And I almost, when I finished shopping this, you see here, it only took me 3 minutes to shop this. Bam, 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 boom, up to the register. Um, and I almost took a picture of my cart, but I didn't. But that's like the full, on a 5 item shop, that's like the fullest a shopping cart is probably, unless you got an order and it was like five 24 packs of water, or something like that. But with like 5 different things, I mean, I had a full looking shopping cart. um but it is mainly those 3 items on the bottom. The dog food was only a 3 pound bag, and that cat food was about the same size. Those two things were fairly little. It was the other 3 items. And then, so the pay on that, $5, and then $4.50 customer tip for $9.50. So then I had a decline, $8.50, 13 and a half miles going to Upper Arlington. I don't know if I've ever, where that pin location is there, I don't even know if I've ever delivered to that area. And I wasn't going to start today. So this was a decline. No thanks. Next order was kind of interesting. 875 hidden tip, 60 items from Giant Eagle, but it's a pickup, so I don't have to shop this. And it's only 3.5 total miles, and that's even with, you see my position here. I'm, a mile and a half, 2 miles or whatever away from Giant Eagle. And, even still, this is only 3.5 total miles from my position. So, yeah, went ahead and took this. And the instructions on all these Giant Eagle pickups, it says, all you have to do is come, park in a spot, and, just wait. We should be out there within 8 minutes. If you don't, nobody comes out in 8 minutes, then call the number that's on the parking sign. And I waited clear, it was like right at the 8 minutes. I mean, probably like, I don't know, 7 minutes, 55 seconds. And I had my phone, I was about ready to actually start dialing the number right at the 8 minute mark. And then that's when the door opens, the lady comes out. I mean, it's crazy. And it was most of it. I put like 6 sacks in my two, combined in my two catering bags, and then the rest of it went in the back seat. There's like 3 12 packs and maybe like 2 more sacks that didn't fit in the catering bags. I always put the cold stuff in the catering bags first, and then dry bags get left out. But not too bad. And went and delivered that. It was one of those contactless delivery where I was supposed to call the customer when I got there. I called, and for some reason the customer, and there was also instructions to ring or knock when I got there. So I got most of the stuff up to the front door, except for the two catering bags. And I rang the doorbell, and I come back up to the door with, I'm sorry, I didn't call the customer. The customer called me. I remember now. So I go back up with the rest of the stuff, and and get a phone call from the customer, and they got some kind of a message that I might have had trouble finding their address or something. And I'm like, no, I'm right here outside your door. In fact, just a second ago, I rang the doorbell. So, they're like, oh, okay, well, just yeah, just leave the order by the door. And so that was kind of weird. And then pay screen on that. Only $2 from DoorDash. $7 tip. So the hidden tip, here we go again, was only a quarter. Kind of sort of silly. This next offer, 7.25, 6 Mile Chick-fil-A. I was driving like away from Chick-fil-A, so I hit the accept button on this. I turned my car around. I accepted this offer. The problem was I was in a bad signal area for me, and I see the timer going down like all the way to 0, and I'm like, are they going to give me this order or not here? Come on. I need to know something. And timer hits 0, and I drive just a little bit further up, and then I start getting the notifications. We tried to send you an order, but you didn't accept it in time. Or I hit the accept button with like at least right after I took this screenshot, so like 16 seconds left on the timer. And it was a really kind of nasty, cloudy, overcast day today. And on those type of days, I seem to have even more problems with my signal than I normally do on a clear, sunny day. So I think that had a lot to do with it. So I guess this counts as a decline against me when I really and truly accepted it, but whatever. Next was another McDonald's. And which one was this? Okay. So $6, 3 miles. And I don't know why, but I took a screenshot of the pay on that, $2 and then $4 customer tips. I don't, on an order like that, I don't know why I screenshotted the pay on that one, but it is what it is. And then I right away get another McDonald's order. $5, 5.5 miles. I took this one because the delivery point, this is coming here to the homes that's right across from us. And so that's why I took this. Now, that previous McDonald's and this one, these both picked up at the 665 McDonald's, where they don't have that hole puncher, for this card. So on those two pickups, I carried the card in with me, but I didn't try to, I figured if somebody saw me holding it and like offered to initial my card or punch it, but otherwise I wasn't going to bother with that. I was just, more concerned about picking up my order and going. So at the other two locations, since they have the little puncher, I'll try to get the card picked up at those, or I'll try to have the card punched, I should say, at those other two locations. But at the third one, I probably won't even try. Again, I shouldn't even be eating McDonald's anyway. I'm sorry. My present current health condition, it's not very smart to be eating McDonald's. 1178 4 mile McDonald's. You see here, all of the mileage is just getting to that area. The customer's right on top of the Meijer. In fact, right across the street. And I've done this order before, like at least 3 times before. And it's mostly all stuff. It's going to a business where they probably have like a freezer in the back, and so it's mostly freezer items that I pick up. So here is at least some of the items here. You see some snacks, some, a burrito, more snacks, a couple, frozen meals, just, frozen stuff and snacks, pretty easy. The shopping time on that was 9 minutes against a DoorDash recommended 22 minutes. So I shopped this in less than half the time. Uh, I don't think there was any issues that I can remember with any of that. These the Marie Callender's duos. I might have to get one of those. Well, I didn't even. It's the first time I ever knew about those. I've had Marie Callender meals before. They're pretty good. And yeah, that's the first time I've ever known about these that have like the two different kinds in one meal. I'll have to check it out. It's pretty cool. And so the pay on that, whoops. We skipped a screen, maybe. No, this is the right screen. So $7 and $4.78 tip, $11.78. And like I said, just going like right across the street. And at this point, I put like a kind of like a halfway point dollar amount in my notes here. So at 9:25 in the morning, I'm at $46.78. So not bad. My goal for today was 110 bucks. So that would get me, because I went over goal on Tuesday and under the last 2 days. And I figure about 110 today would put me at my $400 weekly goal. So that's what I was kind of shooting for. Next up was a decline right at that time, 425. 425, 6 miles. Yeah, I don't think I want, even though this isn't an off time, what's typically a slower time, but still, I don't want to go to Darbydale for $4. I'm sorry. Let's get another dasher on that, shall we? And then it was, and then right away I get something better. Thank you very much. I'll take this instead. 550. McDonald's going less than 2.5 miles. So absolutely, all day long. And let's keep them going here. The McDonald's, get another one right after I drop that off. $5 less than 2 miles. So I'm on top of that. So that was 1050 I made on those two combined for 4 miles. Great. I'll take it. Next, this one was a pretty interesting one. So 2370 the pay on this Meijer, 11.9 miles, but this is for all, and was technically an out of zone order, but it's not too far out of zone. It's just on the other side of the outer belt, as you see. So this is close to being in zone. But the kicker here is what you've probably already seen on the screenshot: 50 items. And I've talked about this before in past videos. These high item counts, it doesn't scare me. And a lot of times I'm actually interested to see on these, like, just how many multiples and how hard is it really going to be. Like I said, I like to see on these type of things. if I would have, I accepted this, but I was at 100% completion rate. And if I would have got this store and opened this up and it was like 25 different items from grocery and 25 different items from HBC, including like 15, like, makeup and feminine products, 15 different things. Boom. I'm dropping that in a Hollywood second. But that's not what this order was. This was like, I believe, all grocery and a lot of multiples. So pull up the screenshot here. And this isn't all of the items, but look, you got like, even on this screenshot, 4 peppers. You got 3 packages of noodles, 6 bell peppers. So there's 6 of your items right there is just peppers. Next screenshot will show how many different items to shop for. 24 items. So 50 total items, 24 different SKUs. So I should be on an order like this, high item count, paying around that $20 to $25 range. My goal is to, if I can, from the time I accept this offer to the time I deliver it and close out the offer, if I can do this start to finish in about an hour, then I'm fine with orders like this. So let's see what I can do. And this is also right about at 10 o'clock. So another good thing about this is I wasn't gonna have to take a break today and come home and be bored in that 10 to 11 range. This order right here was gonna fill that whole hour block for me. And then hopefully I do this in an hour, get done at 11, fingers crossed, and then boom, I'm right there ready for the lunch rush. So let's do this. So I shopped this. The poblano peppers, that was out of stock. In fact, I took a shelf picture with, where that was empty. All the other peppers were there. And the customer responded back just something like, "Oh, darn it," or whatever. Well, that's okay. Just, skip that. And there was a couple other things too. There was some tomatoes in a can, diced tomatoes, where like flavored in a certain way, which they didn't have that, but they had it like flavored, but it was like with an oil flavoring or whatever. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But that wouldn't scan, and so I had to get customer approval on that. And there was like one more thing that I can't remember. But this particular customer was real super like fast and responsive with messages. So even though there was like 3 different things the store didn't have, the customer was seeing these messages from me and getting back to me, and so that was really helpful. So I shopped that. The goal was 48 minutes. I shopped it in 27 and a half minutes. Thank you very much. Knocked it out. I normally go to self-checkout. There was a huge line there. They was all taken and with like 4 or 5 customers waiting. So I was like, you know what? They had like 3 staffed registers open. And I went to one of those. Even though I had to wait behind 2 customers, I had like, close to 50 items here in my basket. So it's probably worth the wait anyway to just go through a staff lane. I probably, save more time doing that. Got checked out. And so here's the delivery. Delivered that at 10:58. There you see 13.50 from DoorDash. 10.20 customer tip for 23.70. That 10:58, that was an hour and 4 minutes. start to finish. So how cool is that? And I'm done with this order and start heading back to zone right at 11. So I mean, worked out perfectly. Can't have an order like that work out any more perfectly than that one did today. But I don't get a lunch order next, and I didn't get anything right away, which was kind of surprising. I didn't get anything until 11:26, and it was a Dollar General. And in fact, I'm pretty sure I went home at this point. I had to go to the bathroom. I might even walk the dog at this point. As crazy as it sounds that I'm not getting anything at like 11:15. I get this Dollar General, 8.50, 5 miles. It's not my Dollar General. It's the one further on down the street. But I went ahead and took this. Only 9 items. So the list here, the only thing on this was the toilet paper, and I probably should have took a shelf picture for the, but I didn't know I was going to be, shooting a recap. This whole back wall where toilet paper and paper towels was supposed to be like almost completely empty. And I mean, there was only like probably 4 total packs of toilet paper along that whole wall. They wanted a 6 pack. There was another brand that was like a 4 pack, kind of like an off brand. I messaged the customer, "Is that okay?" And they said, "Yeah, that's fine." I go to scan it. The app is not scanning it to allow a new substitution. And then I asked the customer about a like quilted northern, and they said, "Yeah, that's fine, whatever." I go same thing with that one. So I can't scan anything. The only thing the app lets me do is issue the refund. So I click that, but I message a customer. I'm going to try to check out with this 4 pack anyway, even though I clicked issued refund, and I'll see if I can run the card and if it'll take it. And then sure enough, I checked out with everything, and it took the payment. So it up front at the register, we was able to scan the toilet paper along with all the other items, swipe my red card, and the payment went through. So I think it's the first time I ever had that situation happen. I didn't know you could do that. I never tried that before, but now I know to. Or I think I take that back. I think I did try something like that. I can't remember the situation. It was an expensive item though. There was, we weren't just talking about toilet paper here, but it was something else. And that I tried to scan that I could, but it declined the red card when I tried to do that. I can, like I said, I can't remember the situation. It's something a customer ordered, and I couldn't find that. I was trying to substitute something else that was more expensive. And then this delivered to to an apartment complex I used to live in here. The pay on that was $5.50, and then $8 tip for $13.50. So yeah, that's a pretty good order there. Next, that was at 11:56, and then just 1 minute later, I'm driving away and I get a Staples order. I'm like, wow, I haven't had a Staples order in a long time, it seems like. So yeah, and only 2 items. Yeah, it's going to that South Columbus area, but I'm curious to see what this is though, and let's do it. So I get to Staples and check this out. I click start because I don't know what I'm getting. So I click start shopping as I'm entering the front doors, and look at this. I figure this is going to be like Best Buy where I'm going to have trouble finding this stuff. 1 minute 21 seconds, and that's from the front door. I went in there. I fortunately found the aisle pretty quickly that both of these things were in. Found them right away. There's a couple different black, mouses. The first one I picked up, it scanned, sweet. Wasn't sure, okay, where's the mouse pad? I turn around, they're right behind me. And okay, are they gonna have a beach scene one though? But it was right there. Pick it up, scan it. Minute 21 seconds. Thank you very much. I'm going up to check out. I couldn't believe it. And check out, go deliver that to his house with really loud dogs. That, man, I thought the one dog was gonna, beat down the front door. And then the customer comes from around the side of the house and thanks me. And she says, she said, oh, yeah, I didn't even know you could get stuff like this on DoorDash. And I was like, yeah, I mean, get all kinds of stuff. You'd be surprised. $8 and $7 tip, $15. And I'm starting to drive away from there. And I figure, well, I'll probably drive to home, and if I don't get anything, log off. And I thought I was at $100 at this point, and that's close enough to goal. I go to close out my GPS, and where the main looking for orders screen, and I'm at goal. I'm at $110. So, my math was wrong after that Staples order. But I figured, let me just see. I'll stay logged in for a few more minutes, and I'm just kind of curious what I get anyway. Okay, so 6 minutes later, I'm on my way home. This order isn't bad. $11 Giant Eagle, only 5 items, 8 miles. It's not horrible, but it's going to South High Street, and I'm already at goal and heading home, and yeah, I just don't want to go out to High Street. So that's, otherwise, if this would have been earlier in the day, I would have taken this order. But, and then right after that, this is very interesting. I want to say that this is my very first ever Raising Cane's offer. So this is kind of surprising, $4, 6 miles. So I declined it for those reasons. And then you see the red card required. And I've watched other like ride-alongs and recaps that other Dashers have done, where they've talked about, like, with Raising Cane's. Of course, I'd never done one before. But they've talked about how they have to order the food and pay with the red card, which seems kind of silly to me. I mean, why would Raising Cane's be set up like that? And that place, and at this particular time, this is probably going to be like slammed. And it looks like this is, yeah, this is our Raising Cane's location here in Grove Cities. I don't think, maybe not like up until this point, I don't think they were even on DoorDash. So they may have decided, I don't, who knows? They can probably come on and off DoorDash, each individual location, whenever they want to, I'm assuming. Maybe here recently, hey, let's, Grove City location, let's go ahead and get on DoorDash again. And here they are. But yeah, this could have been a nightmare if I would have took this. And I don't know if, can you go through a drive-through on these orders, or do you have to go inside? I don't know, because I didn't get as far as to see the instructions for this. But either way, I mean, that drive-through gets really backed up. I've seen it almost to the street before, where it's blocking traffic. And the inside gets crazy busy as well. And so, yeah, I mean, these if I get more of these, it's gonna have to pay more before I'll do them. I'm gonna have to pay more than $4 if I have to go through all that trouble. And then next was this 825, 8.6 mile Jersey Mike's going somewhere. Somewhere South Columbus near El Ranchito. That's actually, my wife and I went there one time. That's actually good, like real true, like that, you know, there's authentic Mexican restaurants and there's like authentic. And that El Ranchito, that's like an authentic, double authentic Mexican restaurant. Decline. And I'm logging off here before that's 3 declines in a row. I don't need any more. Let's log off. Dash summary here. So there you see I started at 6:06. I had dash time was 6 hours 29 minutes. 11 deliveries for $109.48. So there you go, against my goal of 110. And only drove 76 miles today. So this is fact that I'm able to cherry pick now, and I finished today's dash with 60% acceptance rate. So, and I've been hovering around that area now, like mid 50s to low 60s, and I just been kind of like hanging around in that area, and not putting nearly the miles on my car that I was. So, you know, that works for me. And then next was this screenshot. Sorry about the landscapers outside if they come across in the video. I've been getting these. I think you have to sign up to enable these alerts at the end of your dash. So I went ahead and, you know, allowed it. It's kind of interesting to look at. But so they said I had 5 hard breaks today. I don't know where they get these averages from, because like yesterday it said I had 4 or 5 hard breaks and an average of like 8 or 9 or something. So then it said I was under the average. But today you're saying an average is only 2. An average for what? For dashers just for today, or for what? An average of what? I don't understand. Then it says I rapid acceleration 4 times. Well, I drive a standard transmission stick shift, so I don't know what they consider rapid acceleration, but I'm sorry, but I can't be a rapid accelerator in a standard transmission. I'm not gonna, you know, like first gear go to start off from a red light and floor it, and, you know, 7,000 RPMs and rev up my engine just to get some kind of like fast. I can't do fast starts. It's funny. And then I took a screenshot. Now check this out. My $400 weekly goal. Look at this for this week. How about that? $400.01. How's that for hitting my $400 weekly goal? Pretty awesome. And dashed 24 hours this week. Active 17 and a half of that. So good job there. And that wraps up my dashing for this week. Off to the W2 tomorrow for 3 days, and we'll do this all again next week. Hope everybody has a good weekend and drive safe out there. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Check out my other videos. A lot of good stuff, a lot of information for all things DoorDash. and we will see you at the next video. Thanks again for watching.